Glorious day to you, my friends. Today, Spirit would like me to talk about the upcoming full moon on April 26th, 27th. It's a full moon in Scorpio, and that's a water sign. And this full moon is not really about releasing. It's about divine awakening and the ascension, both your personal ascension and the ascension of the collective of humanity. And to me, I see astrology more as inspiration, things to consider, and not necessarily fortune telling that these things will happen. And don't believe all those negative Nancys out there talking about this full moon is all about chaos, conflict, and unpredictability. Believe you me, this is about the divine awakening and ascension. And hopefully you will resonate and you will be inspired. So this star chart, to me it looks like a bow, a drawn bow with an arrow. And the arrow is along from the moon to the sun. And I see Saturn and Mars as the tips of the bow, where the bowstring is attached. And the bowstring is drawn back all the way to the moon, just sitting there waiting for us to aim. And the line between the moon and the sun is the arrow, and the sun happens to be our target, the bullseye. This thing at which we are aiming. And the sun represents light, energy, and co-creating with the creative life force. And Saturn is chronos, time, and it's limiting. In most astrology circles, they talk about limiting. But to me, I see it more as focus. Focus has a more positive vibration to it. And Mars is about action. I don't see it about war. It's about action. Divine action. And Saturn's about divine focus. So to me, this is all about divinely focused action. And while we're focusing on this creative life force, this light, this energy, that's what manifestation is all about. And interestingly, also on the target and aligned with the bullseye in this astrology chart, are Venus, Mercury, and Uranus. Venus is about love, beauty, and harmony. And Mercury is the divine messenger. So it's about divine messages, listening to your intuition. And Uranus, it's heaven, it's the sky god, it's the divine awakener. Which is why I called this the Ascension alarm clock. If you're not awake yet, hopefully you will wake up. Will you see that this universe, this life, this experience is energy, frequency, and vibration, as opposed to these random happenstance? We can influence our co-creations. We can totally engage in the law of attraction and what the universe has to offer us. And interestingly, while I was looking at the star chart and getting information from Spirit said the focused action of this full moon can be helped along with a solfeggio frequency. I was curious. Okay? And Spirit said that I have not yet made a video on the intentional manifestation triangle using the digits 2, 5, and 8. And solfeggio frequency 285 hertz is for the Earth Star Chakra. That represents alignment, regenerates energy field at the cellular and quantum level. And solfeggio frequency 5 to 8 hertz is for the solar plexus. And that has to do with transformation and miracles. And 852 hertz represents the third eye, awakening intuition, returning to spiritual order. And there is magic in this triangle, this intentional manifestation triangle. That's exactly what it is, because the third eye has to do with intuition. The solar plexus has to do with your will and your creative joy. And the Earth Star chakra has to do with our connection to the core of Gaia and the collective consciousness of Gaia and humanity. And it's our firm anchor into this 3D reality. So if we listen to the universe and we tell it what we want to create and we anchor it on this earth plane, it just pops right out of our vortex. So besides me deciding that I didn't make this video and me deciding that there's this intentional manifestation triangle that is required for this video, I said, I'm going to leave it up to spirit and the universe. So I went to a random number generator online. And I generated 3 random digits from 1 through 9. And I laughed out loud when the numbers 852 came up. It was so hilarious. And this is the solfeggio frequency for the third eye, the light chakra. The bullseye is the sun. The light. It is so hilarious. So Spirit is inviting us to manifest. And interestingly, in archery, we nock an arrow at the knock point on the bow, and then we draw the bow back, and then we take aim. We take aim on our target, and we breathe. And we breathe slowly and intentionally. And in between the breaths, we let loose of the bowstring. We let loose of the arrow. It is basically a divine feminine action. Once we use our intention to aim, we loose the arrow, and we allow the arrow to fly along its path. That's what the moon is all about. The moon is the divine feminine. It's the moon goddess. Represents the reflection of the light. And this full moon, that's exactly what it is. It is the fullest reflection of the sun's rays down on us, asking us to nurture our dreams. It also represents the unconscious. And when we engage in our third eye, we listen to the universe. We listen to our heart, and we focus. And we take aim. And when we listen to our heart center, and we listen to our intuition, it is engaging with our solar plexus chakra, our joy, our creative desire. That is what we wish to create, and sending that up through the heart center and out through the crown chakra, out to the universe. That's how we tell the universe what we wish to create. On the breath out. And that's what happens when we loose our bow. We let go of the bowstring and allow the arrow to fly its path. In archery, they teach us not to pluck the bowstring, really to let it loose. You let it go. And that's the best way to manifest. The best way to manifest is to allow the universe to do its part, not to hold on to that manifestation too tightly, because that just keeps it away. And again, focus and action. When the universe tells you to act, it's time to act. And that's all this ascension is. Your personal ascension is listening to your intuition, allowing the universe to fully participate in your co-creations. And when you do it, you are thoroughly engaging in the collective consciousness of humanity as well. And when you ascend, you are sending out that vibration of ascension to the rest of humanity, inviting them to join you in this ascension. That's the energies of this full moon. This glorious invitation to co-create magnificently with the universe. Co-create magnificently with the rest of humanity on Gaia. Nihakar haraskananiti, karahaskananiti arata, kucha atananirata. So I invite you to go out during this full moon. Absorb the light rays coming from the moon. Maybe attempt to view the Lyriad meteor shower that emanates from the constellation Lyra, Neokora, Harhaskanati, Arskananira, Takaskananoro, Kushakahawara Tatiriara Tokorada. What are you inspired to co-create? Neokananara Tirasa, Nirokonanara Takata. And if you haven't listened to your heart through your third eye, that's what everybody else is talking about with this awakening, is understanding that you have an intuition and it always supports you. That's you listening to yourself and not listening to what everybody else is trying to tell you what to do, and to feel the vibrations. Feel the vibrations of the universe, interact with it, co-create with it, and let loose your true, authentic self. So happy manifesting, and make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?